Welcome back to the Deep Dive, your shortcut to being truly well-informed. Today, we're diving into something that seems pretty simple on the surface, the phrasal verb take on.
Hmm.
You probably think, yeah, I know that one, it means to accept a job, something like that. Well, maybe buckle up because our source material shows this little two-word phrase has, wow, at least 9 distinct personalities. It really goes from common everyday stuff right up to like super specialized math language. It's not just about the definition, is it? It's context.
That's absolutely right. Yeah. Our mission today really is to kind of transform how you think about take on.
Mm.
We want to get past just the basics and show you how mastering these, 9 variations can instantly boost your fluency across business, academic writing, even just describing things. We're basically taking this everyday verb and turning it into a real precision tool for you.
Okay, so let's unpack that journey. We'll start with the most, let's say, tangible uses, the stuff you hear all the time. And then we'll sort of climb the ladder towards the more abstract, the more nuanced meanings. Sound good?
Sounds like a plan.
Right, so first stop, the most fundamental meaning, accepting responsibility. This is the one everyone learns first, right? The B1 level stuff. It's about taking on a burden, a duty, maybe a task.
Exactly. This is that core idea of active engagement or commitment. You're basically signing up for something. You hear it constantly in professional settings, like she takes on new responsibilities every month.
Or the opposite, yeah, setting boundaries.
I just can't take on any more work right now.
And what's interesting there, I think, is how it can signal ambition, too.
Oh, definitely.
If someone's talking career growth, they don't just say, I did a task.
Yeah.
They might frame it as taking on new tasks shows ambition.
Right. Using the gerund form like that makes the act itself seem like a positive quality.
Yeah, it signals capability
Right.
to willingness.
It does. And speaking of willingness,
Yeah.
well, that takes us nicely to the next meaning. Because sometimes the thing you take on isn't just a passive task. Sometimes it's an active opponent.
Ah, okay. So shifting from that internal duty maybe to an external conflict. Meaning two. Competition, direct challenge. We're moving up slightly. B2 usage now.
That's right. Common B2.
This one always feels like it has a bit more drama to it.
It absolutely does, yeah. You find this usage a lot in, like, high-stakes contexts, like sports, politics, news headlines.
Right.
You hear, our team takes on the champions this weekend.
Or looking back, she took on the defending champion in the finals. It's very confrontational.
Exactly. Confrontational engagement.
Okay, wait. So if we look at meaning one, taking on work, and meaning two, taking on a rival, they both seem to involve deciding to engage with something, yeah? But one's engaging a spreadsheet, maybe, and the other's engaging someone who wants you to fail. Is the connection just accepting a challenge? Broadly.
Precisely. Yeah, the core verb keeps that sense of an active decision to engage. But the object, what you're taking on, completely changes the risk and the tone. M1 is more about managing resources, your own capacity. M2 is about winning or losing.
Okay, that makes sense. Which makes the shift to meaning three, to employ or hire someone, feel a little counterintuitive at first. Why do the sources link hiring someone so close to fighting someone?
Well, it'd still be B2 level, quite common. And I think the link is about accepting a person into your sphere. You're taking them on board, maybe taking them on as a responsibility, almost.
Yeah. Oh.
It's very common in the business world, and it has that specific structure, take someone on. So you hear things like, our company takes on new staff every summer.
Got it.
But here's the key grammatical point, I think. While the active voice is fine, the passive voice is actually really common here because the focus naturally shifts to the employee, right? The person who is accepted.
Right.
So you often hear, 2 new assistants were taken on last week.
I see. So the focus is on who got the job.
Exactly. And that passive structure, that shift in focus, it's kind of a subtle bridge to our next cluster of meanings, where the action becomes less about doing and maybe more about becoming.
Okay, nice transition. So we've covered tasks, rivals, employees, all pretty concrete things. Now we're leaving that tangible world, moving more into ideas, interpretation, meanings that involve adopting something less physical, a viewpoint, a state, a characteristic.
Yeah, exactly. This is meaning 4. To have an opinion or a viewpoint, you're sort of applying a specific lens to something. It's a really important skill, actually, for critical thinking.
Totally. It's not about physical action now, it's perception. You might say something like, I've taken on this book as a story of resilience.
Right. Or maybe analyzing a tricky situation. You could take on his silence as agreement, which might be risky.
Huh, yeah, could be. but it's all about the perspective you choose to adopt.
Adopt is the key word there.
And that idea of adoption leads straight into meaning 5, doesn't it? To begin to have or use a specific state or characteristic, it describes a transformation process.
That's it. This is where we see changes in, say, appearance or lifestyle.
Yeah.
A town doesn't just become modern overnight. The process is described. The
Yes.
town has taken on a more modern appearance.
Okay.
Or, on a personal level, she is taking on a healthier lifestyle these days. It catches that moment, so something starts to be different.
Right. And now we're stepping it up again. More formal uses.
Yeah, now we take another step up in, let's say, formality and nuance. We're heading into C1 territory. Take on here is used more often in literary contexts, academic writing, critical analysis. These usages often signal a more sophisticated kind of change in form or character.
Okay.
So let's start with meaning 6. To begin to have a particular quality, appearance, or form. Very descriptive. You'll see this in maybe poetry or quite formal prose, like the sky takes on a reddish glow at sunset.
Nice example.
Or analyzing a story, perhaps, his words took on a new meaning after the event.
Okay, and grammar-wise. You mentioned earlier that passive voice is common for hiring. Meaning 3. What about here for sunset?
Good question. No, and this is where you see the precision of the language.
Yeah.
For this descriptive sense, meaning 6, the passive voice it doesn't sound natural. The change is happening to the subject. It's inherent. The sky is transforming itself, in a way. Knowing that is pretty crucial if you want to use this C1 vocabulary correctly.
That makes perfect sense. The subject itself is showing the change. And I guess that same idea that self-manifestation applies to meaning 8 too, to begin to show strong emotion.
Exactly. You're seeing it happen on the person. This is like, dramatic writing gold. His face took on a look of anger when he heard the news.
Yeah.
The person is adopting that expression. The emotion is appearing on the face. So again, passive voice here feels unnatural. The subject is actively, projecting the feeling or the tone.
Got it.
And then we've got meaning 7 nearby, which is also about interpretation, but in a more analytical way. To present a version or interpretation of something.
Okay, so this is more for like reviews
But
or
sure.
analysis.
Almost entirely, yeah.
Ah.
Critical reviews,
Mhm.
academic articles, discussions about creative work. It's how critics describe the specific creative choice an artist or director made. For instance, the movie takes on the classic tale in a modern way.
Right, I've heard that kind of phrasing.
Or, the director took on Shakespeare's play with bold creativity. The verb describes the approach, the angle they chose when tackling the source material.
Wow, okay, so that's 8 complex meanings already. We've gone from HR departments to Shakespearean directors, but just to show the sheer range of this little verb, there's one more, isn't there? The real edge case.
Yes, the outlier.
This is meaning 9. C2 level, super specialized, reserved almost exclusively for mathematics.
That's the one.
When I saw this in the source material, I was genuinely like, wow, that broad.
It really is. It's kind of the ultimate expression of that core concept, adopting a state but applied to abstract numbers. You might see it in a very academic paper. The function takes on only positive values.
Meaning its results are always positive.
Exactly. The set of possible outcomes, the range, adopts the quality of being positive. It just confirms the incredible breadth of this phrase.
Okay, so 9 distinct meanings. We've been through a lot. What's the big takeaway for someone listening? How do we, pull this all together?
I think the key is structure. Despite all that variety, the core idea behind take on nearly always involves that active decision to engage with something or to adopt something new. So to remember these 9 uses quickly, maybe think of 3 main buckets, 3 conceptual groups.
Okay, like categories?
Yeah. First, there's the realm of acceptance. So accepting responsibility or people. That's your meaning 1 and meaning 3.
Right, the job and the hiring.
Second bucket, the realm of engagement, engaging in conflict or analysis. That covers meaning 2, meaning 4, and meaning 7.
The fight, the opinion, the movie review.
Okay. And the third bucket,
Mm-hmm.
the realm of transformation, adopting a form, quality, or state. That bundles meanings 5, 6, and 8. Plus, you can slot the math outlier, meaning 9, in there too, as adopting a state.
Accepting, engaging, transforming.
Recognizing those 3 domains, I think, helps unlock the full power of the verb much faster.
That framework is really helpful, actually. And thinking back, when our source gave examples, they often felt like choices, didn't they? Conditional things. Like, if you want to advance, you take on bigger roles.
Yeah.
It always comes back to agency, to choosing.
That active element is definitely central.
So, given that this one verb covers taking on a fight, a job, a new look, even a mathematical property, we wanted to leave you, the listener, with a final thought, maybe something provocative. How does consciously choosing what you take on, whether that's stress or a new project, a different perspective, maybe a healthier lifestyle, how does that choice shape your own story, your future? The power is kind of embedded right there in the language you now have a better handle on.
Yeah, that's a great point. Maybe pay attention this week. See how often you hear or read take on.
Hmm.
Now that you know these 9 variations, you'll probably start noticing those subtle shifts in meaning all over the place. And that instantly improves your understanding and, well, your ability to use the right words yourself.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive into Take On.
Yeah.
Now go out there and consciously choose what you take on next.